Everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of the Quad Cause podcast. This time I'm joined by Luke.
Yes, I am the main host, but he's doing his thing this time.
I'm better than you. Also, Fari, who might say something this episode, and Gold, who is definitely not a replacement for the fourth member that may or may not ever return.
Yeah, unfortunately, he won't be joining us. We've gotten rid of him permanently.
I shot him in the back of the head behind the shed.
I might fuck up this time. I'll be the next mono for you guys.
Yeah, but Mono is our disposable robot host. So we got rid of the first iteration.
We turned him into E-Scrap, so we don't have to worry about him anymore.
The Chinese E-Scrap.
Speaking of E-Scrap, Samsung Fold.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, what a topic.
It sucks, and I hate the Samsung.
It sucks. Topic
It sucks and I hate it.
No.
Everyone hates it.
Well, the big controversy is that Samsung they're charging you $2,000 for a phone that's got basic design flaws, such as having a screen you can peel off.
Yes.
So the fact that dust can get into like this weird gap under like the folding hinge area and ruin your screen, which I think that they should have like noticed before they started shipping out these devices.
They made this whole like big deal of like these massive robots that fold the phone, and it's all like, ooh, look at this, look at how durable our phones are. Marcus Brownlee gets hold of it and breaks in the first hour.
I mean, it's interesting though, because there's some people that like before it happened, there were people like the Unbox Theory that tried to like see how many folds they could get it before it broke, and after like 1,000 he gave up. So I'm like what? Why did
they spent all of their money on the hinge mechanism and putting all of the R&D in the marketing and that, and then they forgot to put money into the rest of the phone.
I mean, the rest of the phone was beefy. It just didn't.
The screen protector, the screen protector.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, the screen protector problems.
And then bear in mind that cases are never going to properly work for it.
Oh yeah, it will never properly work.
Also the fact
I can just envision someone taking it and just folding it the wrong way.
It reminds me of that one video of that guy, that picks up like a Surface Pro and he tries to fold it around, and a guy just sees another laptop, picks it up, and you can.
My friend's done that before. He had like one of those.
Like he's at a Walmart.
One of those like.
He's at a Walmart and he just crunches, and he's watching the other guy doing it, and he could just hear it just crack.
What the hell is he doing?
But
I actually did have a friend. He had like those weird like Acer laptops that can disconnect from the keyboard, like those really cheap ones. Like he his sister like wanted to use it as a tablet and thought it was like a Surface Pro. No, not Surface Pro. We thought it was like like that HP laptop that can fold backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he just folds it back, and she just completely breaks it, and like,
oh my,
that's not, yeah.
Did she leave for it?
But that's regardless. The point is that Samsung are charging you $2,000 for a phone that breaks when you take it out of the box.
They're resending it, by the way. They actually are taking the phones back, and
yes, but the point is
they're taking it back and they're just sending a new one with the same flaws.
Yeah, but as I said, you can only ever launch a phone once, right? And if you fuck up the
that's what happened with the Note 7. They recalled it, remade them, sent them back. They still blew up, and then never made them again.
For all of the shit that Apple gets about the iPhone 6, that's not happened since.
Like, I mean, have you ever had hold of a Samsung and it just exploded again? That's all happens since A7.
Yeah, the Samsung. No, but Samsung had a problem is that they're trying to be like Apple and Apple's incredible R&D and their hardware team. And then remembering that they've not got nearly enough money or the people behind it. So it ends up just fucking failing multiple times. And the problem is that if it got into the hands of a small select of consumers, like they got them early, because it's not going to be a widespread thing if you're charging $2,000 for a phone.
Well, regardless, it's still
the point is that you don't give a $2,000 phone with basic flaws to some of the biggest content creators on the internet.
Indeed.
I mean,
That is just a very bad move for Samsung, I'd say.
But I just
it
don't.
still is like a big. It's like it still like had an impact on like the market. People are like, oh shit, we can do this with phones now. So I see more progression more than anything.
The thing is, my problem with that is that how all the Samsung fans are like, oh, it's $2,000 and it has flaws. That doesn't matter. It's a first generation product. It will get better at like the 5th generation. And they're like, oh, the iPhone was like $600 when it first came out.
Sorry about that. That was just the ghost of Mono haunting us. Continue.
Okay, so what I was saying is that the thing that bothers me is how all these Samsung fans are like, oh, it's $2,000 and it has like a very, very bad engineering flaws. But it's fine because it's a first generation product, and first generation products are forgivable because it's the first time they did something. When Apple first did the iPhone, it wasn't perfect and it was $600. Therefore, we can do it for $2,000 and have big engineering issues that affect the product's lifespan.
The problem with the first iPhone is it was never a hardware problem. It was just somewhere bad software designs limited by technology.
The phone also wasn't a hardware problem.
I feel like those Samsung fans who stated that, like, oh yeah, like there's nothing wrong with Samsung.
If Huawei can do it, if Huawei can do it so much better with their phone and do it considerably cheaper, then why can't Samsung, apparently Apple's competitor, do it quite easily? Because Apple aren't going to touch foldable phones for the next fucking 5 years.
I mean, actually, the Huawei one is more expensive than the Samsung, but it's not going to fail. So
yes,
more likely it's not going to fail.
It's granted it's more expensive, but it's a much better product. It's not got a very obvious hinge in the middle. It's not two phones strapped together. It's one phone with a big screen that can fold.
Okay, but you gotta admit though, for something that we haven't seen before though, you gotta admit it's not like it's something, it's new, it's fresh, it's still like
the problem is that
it's not working. Yeah, it's not working.
No, it's not that it works. It's just done very badly. Like, who wants to be the guy that is like, oh, everybody get their phones out. You bring it for your fucking Samsung Fold.
Samsung Fold.
And
I'm sending pictures for examples.
The
Samsung Fold is designed so badly and it's so ugly. And then
they launch it, and it's got no fucking software compatibility. Like, it's just. It's gonna go the way that Surface Phone did, which is like nobody wants to support it, so it's just gonna fucking fail. So the point is that Samsung it was announced far too early and released far too early.
That's why they're taking them back. And
I don't think it's far too early though, because as I said before, Huawei's a few months off, and they did a way better job than Samsung did.
No, but bear in mind.
Oh yeah, but that's Huawei. That's like it's.
It's Huawei. They have a better R&D team, evidently.
Yeah.
No.
But the point is that the Samsung Fold, it's not a good-looking phone on both sides. Yes, it's got a foldable thing, but it's got even from that picture, that very low-quality one that you sent me, I can see the crease down the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with the Huawei, I don't know if that's obviously a render, but like, from what it feels a lot better than two phones strapped together. It's just one big foldable OLED screen. But why? But the point is that Samsung have made a foldable phone, but the single phone bit where you fold it in and it's one phone is useless. The screen's far too small.
Here's the thing, though.
It's like the size of the iPhone 5 screen.
It's basically a glorified Nokia with no touchpad.
Oh, but it is. It's just a brick.
Well, okay. But here's the thing.
But bear in mind, as you said, at least it's something new. When it comes to leaks and alleged mold leaks for the iPhone 11,
I think the only two changes that Apple has made in these, what is that now? How long has it been? Like 10, 20 years? They only did two massive changes in the design. That's the iPhone X and the iPhone 10 or 11, whatever's coming out right now. And then you have Samsung and like Huawei coming over here making foldable phones.
Yes,
like
but the point
who
is
in their
that,
right mind thinks like, huh, I want a tablet that also can be a small brick that we can put in the like who
Yes, but
will
you
think of that?
Apple's actually working on the technology to, instead of using an OLED screen, I think it's something called like micro LED or something.
They also
That's foldable and doesn't have creases and doesn't break within the first 10
And
minutes
you
of
see, you
unboxing.
see, that's because Apple knows that, like, if they fuck up, they're never going to hear the end of it. So that's why they're taking their time with it. Whereas Samsung went for the throat of the industry for a market that doesn't exist. Like, who here won't go and spend $2,000 on a foldable phone?
I'd rather
Nobody.
spend $1,000 on a phone and another $1,000 on a tablet.
That's what I opted much more better.
I mean, I would just get a shitty phone and just get myself a better computer, but I mean,
But but obviously with the iPhone 11 or whatever they're going to call it, yeah, the model, it's not a massive revolution, but the iPhone 10 was the massive revolution. So
no. I think okay, revolutionary. It's more like okay, if we're going like moving topics to iPhone 10 or the iPhone X, it's like okay.
iPhone 10 and iPhone X are the same thing, you know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's just the way of different how you pronounce it.
It's just names, okay? Leave it. But
Okay.
if we're talking about that, it's like it's more so popular than it was revolutionary at that point, because like some people actually did like a lot of parodies around. It's more like we're joking around, like oh. Walk by the iPhone 8. It's the same iPhone from last year.
The scapegoat of the industry because they made one too many phones that were very similar.
Apple's also kind of the scapegoat because Apple's like kind of like the leader in the industry because Apple copies some small company, and then all the Android companies copy Apple, and that's how it is, and that's why Apple gets all the.
I mean, look at the design of the Samsung Fold.
All the criticism
something
because Apple's the one that starts everything.
I mean, Apple's pretty much like the trendsetter of everything, pretty much. Like, whenever Apple makes a very unique design, whether it be the iPhone, the original iPhone or the iPhone 10 design, it became a trendsetter to many, basic Android manufacturers. And people go around and, look at this, like, this iPhone.
Let's add a notch and let's make it far too big or or let's just change everything about the notch.
Exactly.
No. Apple will take a computer and just say, what if we put less ports on that and more changing cables?
Yeah, but people go, well, I want a headphone jack. Do you also want, fucking the world on a plate? Like, if you think, what's the point? Like, people, they want waterproof phones, but they want them now. We can either wait and invest time and technology into getting IPv approved headphone jacks that don't let water in, or you can have your waterproofing now. Like, it's the whole like joke about Apple not having any less ports is fucking pointless. Because ever since I got a headphone jackless iPhone, I've not had a single problem with it. Like, I've not missed.
That's because you have AirPods.
No, but I didn't have AirPods. I didn't have AirPods for a while since September when I got the day that the phone came out. I was fine.
You don't speak no broke.
For me, I have an iPhone. I have an 8, and honestly, I've never used the headphone jack on any of my previous phones in my life. I never listened to music on my phone. If I want to listen to music, I use the Lightning jack, which is much better than the headphone jack.
Okay, here's the thing, right? I have a lot of different headphones and earplugs, right? Just because for producing or something else, and I'm running with like a Samsung A3 over here, and I use the headphone jack like more than anyone in the universe at this point. Like
you also are a music nerd. Like, it's different audiences.
Okay, fine, but like still that like if you want to go for a variety of people, like music is a big industry. Like, it's still going to be like okay.
Yes, it is a big industry, and I am a music nerd. But the point is I just used the dongle adapter and I was fine. I still use my $300 headphones. I still use my £300 headphones via the Lightning jack.
There's something satisfying about being able to charge your phone and jam out to music to whenever you wake up. You know what I mean?
Whenever you wake up, don't you charge your phone overnight?
Yes, I do.
But why would you need to charge it when you first wake up?
Oh no, because I charge it leave it. That's what I mean. Just put your headphone jack in. Put your charger in and then leave it to play.
Yeah, but you also don't want to get tangled up in wires, don't you? you want to jam out, but you don't want to fucking jam out and get strangled by about 10 different cables.
I've never had that happen to me even once. I sleep on the daily with my earbuds in, and I've never been strangled by a earplugs. That's like a fairy tale.
Oh yeah, I agree with that because the thing is that like I also have a Xiaomi my A1 and I use the headphone jack.
Disgusting. Fuck off. Fuck off, bro.
So
all right,
no,
shut the fuck up, Fari.
No.
Shut the fuck up. I'm speaking. We have the Samsung broke. We have Apple not broke, and then we have what the fuck you have. You're down there with Natalie and her LG. You're down there with her LG. You are LG levels of broke. So shut the fuck up. Your point is invalid.
God damn it! Let me speak for a second.
No.
Let him speak. Let the man speak.
Okay. Stop with the memes for a second. But the thing is that sure, I might use the headphone jack a lot, but looking at how companies nowadays are, eliminating the headphone jack, I feel like headphone jack will somewhat be will no longer be a thing in smartphones in just, in a few years.
Yeah, but didn't Samsung say, we're never going to get rid of the headphone jack and then get rid of it on their newest flagship?
Exactly.
With Apple, though, is that Apple knows that this thing's going to become obsolete in the future, but no one's getting rid of it. And then Apple's like, let's be the one who starts it because everyone listens to us. And then they do it. It's like, I think like back in like the 90s or something, they got rid of the floppy drive and everyone else got rid of the floppy drive. And then like with the MacBook, the Air, I think, they got rid of the DVD drive. And then eventually everyone got rid of the DVD drive. And now they're getting rid of the headphone jack. And now everyone else is starting to do that.
Getting rid of the DVD drive is a reasonable thing. On game consoles, we'll get onto that later. It's fine to have a drive because obviously games come on physical media. But who here, honestly, buys DVDs?
Nope.
DVDs? No.
Blu-rays?
Mm-hmm.
I only buy DVDs
Blu-rays back then.
DVDs are cheap. They're like $5. They're like $3 in like the DVD
get like one
basket.
of those packs of like $20 for like 50 movies.
Well,
even though we already have streaming services, which
that's what I was
gave
about
us
to
a bunch
say.
of
Like, if you got with the point.
Thank you, Netflix, for fucking up multiple times.
If I want to fucking watch something, I'll either stream it via Netflix on my Xbox or my PlayStation or my computer, or if I want to watch it, if I want a physical thing, I will buy a 4K Blu-ray. But no, does anything have a 4K Blu-ray player apart from consoles? Hell, not even Sony have one. Microsoft is the only one that uses 4K Blu-ray drives in their consoles. So, I don't mean to be rude. As much as I'm an advocate for 4K media, it's not such a massive market where I would be annoyed if they got rid of it. Mm-hmm. That's why. While I still want my 4K Blu-ray drive, I still want my drives. I still want to be able to play Blu-ray discs via the games. I don't want to. I wouldn't be upset if it wasn't a 4K drive.
Yeah, because the thing is about the 4K Blu-ray players that sure it has been introduced for years, but rarely only few people who actually owns a 4K Blu-ray player, because I guess the factor is that they don't really have a 4K display to watch on or
no, that's media. Wrong because 4K displays are becoming ever more popular nowadays.
You can get a 4K TV for like $200.
Yeah, I agree with that, but this was like hold on, what was the 4K Blu-ray format release again?
I don't know.
Yeah, but then again, I'm pretty sure they're mid 2010s. So I'm guessing 2015 or so. But I guess at that time, I guess 4K TVs and displays at that time were in the in an interchange from making it a somewhat expensive thing to opening it to the masses, the public, for people to buy 4K TVs much more cheaper. But then again, even these people who have 4K TVs, they I guess if they want to watch 4K content, they just stream it on Netflix or so.
Granted,
yeah. Okay, hold up there. You have heard everything that's going on with Netflix, right?
No.
Okay. It's a topic it's a very different topic, but still, Netflix is not as reliable as you think, So I don't know.
Why not? Why aren't they?
Lately, Netflix has been screwing up and taking series like Doctor Who off it, and like a bunch of different Marvel movies that on.
I think that no, the Marvel films is because Disney have their streaming service.
Yep.
So they're removing it so people go and buy Disney Plus.
But Doctor Who,
Doctor Who is BBC, so BBC iPlayer.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean because it's but
yeah, but Netflix, no, but if BBC owns and produces the IP, Netflix can't fight that.
Then that's what okay. Well, that's a very different topic we should not get into.
Yeah, but speaking of Blu-ray drives and current hardware consoles, specifically PlayStation and Sony specifically, teased the specifications of their next generation system. It might be called the PS5. It more than likely will be, but we don't know. So we're not.
Or the PSX in everyone's company called.
No, but the PSX is the name used for the PlayStation 1. Or just PlayStation.
But it's usually called the PlayStation 4 Plus.
New PlayStation 4.
Yeah, exactly.
The new PlayStation 4 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah. New PlayStation 4
New
LL.
PlayStation 4 VR.
Well, the specifications were released, and I'm gonna grab those now. But it's beefy. I know that we know that.
Now let's take a quick break to actually let you guys know that we switched over to Skype because that's way better. Screw you, Discord.
Okay, yeah, sure. There goes our sponsorship deal.
Well, no. If you want to actually have a sponsor deal, this video is sponsored by Bony Milk. Bony Milk is gonna.
I'm just trying. I'm all right. Ugh, I'm giving GameStop.
Can I talk to you about Bony Milk? Bony Milk is a new milk supplier that I'm drinking off right now because Bony Milk is the best milk around. Thank you very much. Bony, please sponsor.
Bony Milk.
Wow.
It's BONI for you. If you want to get more knowledge, go to www.boni.com.
Okay, I found the specs here.
Probably it's not a website, but who cares?
Okay, PS5 specs. The CPU is pretty boosted. It's a 7nm Zen 2 AMD Ryzen chip with eight cores, and that's already a massive step up from the current Jaguar chips used in current consoles. If you could bring up the current processor for the Xbox One X and the PlayStation 4 Pro, that would be fantastic.
Okay, sure.
You know what? How much do you want to bet that they're going to remaster Shadow of the Colossus again for the next PS4?
Well, bear in mind that the PlayStation 4 version of Shadow of the Colossus isn't a remaster, it's a remake. That's a whole different thing.
Okay, the processor for the Xbox... Hold on.
Xbox One X.
The Xbox One X is a
Jaguar.
Damn it!
I think.
Damn it! Why is the page not loading?
Well, I know.
Hold on.
I know it's some sort of Jaguar chip, which is the point is that this is a full fat. Yes, it would probably be a laptop model processor, but it's a full fat AMD chip. It's not like a Jaguar. It's a Ryzen chip, obviously with Ryzen support. That's going to really boost up clock speeds. We don't have any current stats for that yet, but it's nothing of this is solid. This is more of a tease. But the GPU has ray tracing support, which we spoke about last week, which also confirmed is that it's using AMD Navi. This also means that AMD are working on ray tracing cards for consumer towers. If I can get my words out, consumer towers, they will be getting ray tracing AMD cards, which brings up just a slight thing while Luke's page loads. What do you think that it's going to be? AMD's ray tracing is going to be close enough to Nvidia's RTX core style of ray tracing that there will that support would be improved almost, because obviously no developer wants to work on two different ecosystems for ray tracing. We'll either get Nvidia support only, AMD support only, or no support at all. Do you think it will have a massive impact?
I don't really think it will have a really massive impact on the game, but I feel like it will make some sort of like a significant difference on graphics.
obviously with the current ray tracing technology that we've got now with Nvidia's very terrible launch of RTX cards. Also, side diversion. Nvidia have no idea what they're doing. They launched a new graphics card this week, the 1650, which is worse for it's like $200, I think. Let me get the price up. The 1650 is 148 pounds, roughly around 140, 150.
And their stock is down.
Well, yeah, for Nvidia's stock, yes. Well, you can get an AMD 570, which is a faster card, which destroys it in ultra with ultra setting 1080p. It destroys it for $20 less or £20 less. And
whatever, it's less and it's better.
It's less and it's better, which basically means that Nvidia are, for some reason, putting out worse cards and making their competition look better. Which makes me think that Nvidia have no idea what they're doing. What do we all think the reasoning behind this new card is?
I don't know actually, but I feel like Nvidia is rushing, trying to get the card rush as they know that what AMD is doing. I guess that's my guess.
What is AMD doing though? What is AMD doing? Yes, they're working on ray tracing cards, but Radeon 7 was only just a competitor. Like Radeon 7 came and went. Like it was just here, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But so Nvidia are obviously going to be working on 3080 cards at some point, right?
Yeah.
And they've obviously got no competition, so why would they be in a rush to make more cards? Because it used to go we'd get 1080. For example, for the 1080, we'd get the 1060, 1070, 1080. Then a year later, we'd get TI version refreshes of those cards at a higher price, and they'd cut the price on the standard ones. They've already launched a 2080 Ti. They're probably going to launch a 2070 Ti at some point, and the 2060 Ti probably won't exist. So what do you think Nvidia's roadmap is from now? Because no games are supporting ray tracing, so they can't really advertise RTX cores as like a massive thing. And seeing as console suppliers have gone with AMD for their current processors, because it's rumored that the Xbox Anaconda is using AMD parts. Where do you think Nvidia is going?
To be honest, I'm not really quite sure about where Nvidia is going right now. It's been a while since last time I checked on.
They just don't know what they're doing right now.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's that they just don't know what they're doing at the moment.
RTX flopped hard. I think they're panicking to try and prove to them that they're not going to just make ray tracing cards anymore by re-releasing 3-generation-old cards under a new name. But the point is that PlayStation 5 is going to support a version of ray tracing that may or may not be different to Nvidia's version. Side note beside. Also, 3D audio. That is a thing that the Xbox One X has already. So cool. Also, PlayStation 5, they're using solid-state drives, which is PCIe 4.0.
How many gigs?
We don't know yet. There'll probably be multiple versions on launch. It's
rumored to be around I think minimum for a console would be, I'd say like a terabyte or 500 gigs.
No. No. 500 gigs was far too low on the launch of this console generation. We'll probably get 1.5 terabyte ones or 2 terabytes at most.
Wouldn't that just be like extremely expensive or something though?
Yes, but bear in mind that this is the start of a new generation. Like we don't know how much these are going to cost. I think at most they can't charge $800 or whatever, which are people are rumored, because nobody's going to buy it.
Obviously.
I think.
Well, they bought the PS3 for $600.
Yeah, but they also fucked up with that.
Yep,
and bear in mind that Sony won this console generation by launching at a lower price than Microsoft. That was the only reason that they're so far ahead now. they need to launch at a lower price, the same as or lower price than Microsoft this generation. So I think it'll at most be $500.
I think that if Sony were to do something, Sony would be like, "Oh, the console market's in our hands. We have the most sales. We can do anything we want because our Sony fanboys will want to buy everything we make."
But there's a whole point is that that's what Microsoft thought. Microsoft thought that, and that's where they've got. That's how they ended up now. The reason now is that Sony are losing the hardware race because the Xbox One X is miles better than the PlayStation 4 Pro, so they're relying on first-party titles to stay ahead. So, I think that Sony really need to think carefully about what they're doing, because this leads on to the next point, which we'll start up on in a second. Sony have already fucked around a lot this generation with a lot of things, but they've currently standing at head and shoulders above the best, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. There's gonna be some, if they manage to pull off the PlayStation 5 launch smoothly, I think that Microsoft are going to be done for.
But okay, you say that now, but you do realize who we're talking about, right?
Who?
There's nothing really special about Microsoft other than the fact that they have better specs than everyone else. But if Sony tops Microsoft, then there's no reason to buy something from Microsoft
the point is that Microsoft have already said that they're not losing the power race again. With leaked specs of the next Xbox, it's very clear that Microsoft mean that. Because Microsoft have a far better research and development team than Sony. Like, their hardware teams, they managed to make a console that is faster, much more powerful, quieter, and just overall better than PlayStation for $100 more. So the hardware, Sony can't rely on that anymore. But with with the leaked specs and showing them off, it makes me feel like that's what they're trying to do. They're going to try and outpace Microsoft in their own game.
I mean, I'm still skeptical about it because, like, okay, Microsoft, not the best rap in terms of, like, just in general thing. But, like, somewhere I still think that they might actually have a hand on this. They just haven't showed anything yet. And I'm just kind of...
Well, the reason the PlayStation... They blindsided Sony with the announcement of the Project Scorpio, which turned into the Xbox One X in 2016, before Sony revealed their refresh, their souped-up hardware refresh, which makes me think that Sony...
I hate the refresh so much.
Of what?
For the PlayStation. It sucks. I hate
the
them.
hardware, the upgraded version of the hardware, or the slim version?
The slim version, I hate it so much.
Well,
the Pro is but I just really hate like what they did with the slim.
Well, the slim is basically a visual refresh, if anything.
Yeah, and that's the only thing I hate about the slim.
Well, the point is that Sony are going to try and outpace Sony think by revealing their specs now that they've got they're going to scare Microsoft into rushing something out, but there's a reason that Microsoft have waited to reveal their specs.
It's so that they could top Sony.
It's so they could top Sony. Because they don't want to... Sony have revealed this. They've said that, we're going to do this, that, and the other. We've got no solid specs. We've basically got confirmations of things that we already knew that were probably going to happen.
And we're talking about the rivalry between Apple and Samsung earlier. God. Talk about Microsoft and Sony, Jesus.
Oh, wait, you don't know the plan for the big finale, but oh, good lord, it's going to be fun. But,
oh boy. Yep, it's going to be a wild fucking mess.
The point is that Sony are putting too many eggs in one basket. For example, the PlayStation 5 has 8K support, which means that...
Nobody... Okay.
But I've not finished.
Okay.
Which Sony thinks that 8K will presumably become the new standard when their own console now can barely
doesn't even hit 4K.
No, it does support 4K, It
doesn't even hit up to 4K.
Barely hit it. It uses checkerboard rendering, but checkerboard rendering does make good games. For example, God of War, Spider-Man, Days Gone. They all look absolutely incredible, but it's not true 4K. Which you can, as somebody who's a resolution freak like I am, that spends a lot of their time sitting at a 4K display, I can tell the difference.
No joke.
But the point is that Sony, as much as they think that they're ahead, they have got a lot of. They've got to be careful, because
I mean, we're gonna see how it unfolds, because we're only seeing the start of it now.
We're only seeing the start of it now, but this is the beginning. This could be the beginning of the end for Sony's reign.
Or from Microsoft at this point. It's like announcing a football match. Like, well, they already got game, but they sure won't win the match now.
No, but the point is that both sides. Microsoft lost this generation, and Microsoft are gonna come swinging. They've been buying studios. They've been putting money into R&D.
I mean, they bought Minecraft, for God's sakes. Like,
they bought Minecraft a long time, but they bought Minecraft before they lost this generation.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they got game, bro.
Microsoft have got money to spare, whereas Sony hasn't.
No, it's besides, Sony has been like throwing out things constantly, whereas Microsoft have been sitting in the backboards most of the time, and they've been throwing out stuff like almost equally, but like you can tell there's a difference in output in both of them.
Yeah, because Microsoft have this sort of ideal that Microsoft almost, doesn't it feel like obviously they're dedicated to gaming. It just feels a bit ghetto, the way that they've got it set up. Like, from going from the PlayStation 4 UI, for example, going back to the Xbox One. The Xbox One is sluggish and feels like it feels a bit like a virtual machine. Like, it feels like it's barely running, because obviously the PlayStation UI is 4K and it's smooth, and it's like it uses a lot of the system memory for UI, and then it turns it down after when games are running. Whereas Microsoft, I feel like they need to make a console that is designed for games, because the Xbox One was designed to be an all-in-one media device, and that's what I'm worried that they're gonna try and go forward with this whole you can play everything here on Xbox One, and I'm like, what's the point in me buying it?
I think the problem with Xbox, well, like, I think it was Xbox One, is that, as you said, they didn't market it as a game console. They marketed it as like a media device, right? Like a streaming device and like an everything device or something.
When it first came out, when they first announced the whole details around the Xbox One X, they fucked up. We can all admit that they fucked up with the whole having to be connected to the internet thing, this, that, and the other. And whole, well, we have a console.
Don't even talk about the mainstream media.
We have a console about for those people, and it's called Xbox 360. Yeah, you're really convincing me on a sale there, Mr. Fucking whatever. So they backtracked, came out with, oh no, it's just a standard console. And then, but people had already pre-ordered their PlayStations then. So, like, fucking whatever. But the point is that Microsoft obviously didn't market it right. And Microsoft aren't marketing the Xbox One right this time. Because they're putting too many eggs in the live service basket, which isn't what people want. Like, they've backtracked on the hardware thing, and they've got hardware, but their first-party titles are still lacking.
And that's going back to your previous point about how you said Sony might be done. The thing that Sony has is that Sony has a lot of like exclusives, and that's something that Sony kind of has an advantage over. Like, Xbox might have better hardware than Sony, but the one thing that Sony has is exclusives, and there's nothing really special about owning an Xbox except for like one or like, I think it's like two, like a few exclusives. There's not that many, and that's kind of like the reason why people still buy a Nintendo, because there's exclusives, even though the hardware is terrible and everything else is terrible.
Well, see, PlayStation have been fucking around a little bit, right? With obviously, they launched a bit of, like, obviously, Microsoft, at the start of it, they made up with first-party titles with things like Sunset Overdrive, Rise, Forza Horizon, Project Spark, which was basically Dreams before Dreams. they really came out with the first party, but and then they like when Phil Spencer took over, the focus sort of shift, and Microsoft really need to like understand that when I buy a games console, I expect to play exclusive games, and I don't really care about the whole exclusive the politics of it. That oh yeah, it's better for consumers that you can play your game on a PC and when like on your Xbox and Game Pass, this, that, and the other. It makes me feel like I'm buying the poor person's console.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me feel like, oh well, we've got these budget saving options. I'm like, I love Game Pass. Game Pass is brilliant. There is nothing wrong with Game Pass. Game Pass is is an incredible thing that more console developers should do. But it just makes me feel like I'm going to be buying an Xbox that I need to buy about 10 different subscriptions for. Whereas with the PlayStation, yeah, as much as I don't use it, it feels like I bought a games console.
I mean, okay, sorry, but like the Nintendo Switch, right? It's the same kind of premise. Like you need to buy like 10 subscriptions if you want to play.
No, you need to buy one subscription, and you only need that one subscription for certain games.
You don't need Game Pass or whatever.
No, you don't. But like, no, and you don't only need one subscription because you also have all the other like passes. Like, have you checked out the store? God, there's so much different. Like, all like half the content is like blacked out as well because you have to buy all the stuff. Like,
Whoa.
and if you have any games on the Switch, you'll know that as soon as you go into like the quote unquote DLC, like at this point it's not even DLCs, we're just like literally half the content you have to buy. It's like
yes, but that's just the games industry in general. There's a lot of nickel and diming and DLCing at the moment.
Yeah, there's no like actual subscription service other than Switch Online. That's the only thing that's a subscription.
It's not even got like Netflix or Hulu on it. So yeah, you've only got your one thing. The point is,
not yet, Jesus.
Yeah, it's been 2 years it's been 2 years since that console launched, and they've not even got Netflix on it yet. What the fuck are they doing?
Being realistic.
They're relying on all the Nintendo fans that will keep the console alive.
I mean, Smash Bros is great. Can't
really
complain.
The point is that it doesn't matter. Sony need to really be careful. Because if they fuck up this launch, they've lost what they've built.
I don't think it's that drastic. I don't think.
No, but I feel like it is. If Microsoft come out with, we have better hardware, we have better games. If what people, and they come out, oh, we're the same price, or we're, God forbid, cheaper, or we're the same price, but we throw in 2 months worth of Game Pass. What's the point in buying a PlayStation? But the point is that PlayStation do have one advantage over Microsoft, and that is, this is the big topic for today: virtual reality.
Yes. Oh boy. Yes.
I've got PSVR not a while ago, about a week back. And
hold on, just a question really quick. Do you have a PS4 or a PS4 Pro?
I have a
Which
PS4
PlayStation
Pro.
do you have?
Okay, hold on.
I have a regular PS4.
I don't have a PlayStation. Okay.
I'm neither. Okay. Can I pull something up about this?
Yeah, go on then.
Sure.
Apparently, if we're talking VR in general, Valve has leaked some hints towards their own VR system, which would apparently be focused on hardware and try to drop the price so it will be less than the Oculus Rift and the Vive, which...
No, but the Vive is ridiculously cheap at the moment.
Well, yeah, and the
How much is the Vive
by
right
100. But
I'm
like,
Googling now. I can buy a HTC Vive for £500.
Yes, and you can buy the Oculus for $399, but...
Yeah, but the Oculus is shit.
Besides that, they're trying to make it better than the Vive.
That's a very hard...
cheaper than the Oculus.
That's a hard sell.
And that's why they only leaked at this point. There's like no small release date. And to be fair, I have my hopes up because of all the VR stuff that happened lately. It's like the football tracking, like you can see.
But point is does Valve have Does Valve have fucking games to put on it?
You're asking the wrong question. Look at Steam store. Like there's games with plenty about.
No, but does Valve have any games to put on it? Like Valve themselves that they've developed.
Like you mean just like Valve original titles?
Valve original titles. Because when was the last time that they came out with a game?
Oh God, you're asking. Is that
2011, probably something like that.
Is that when that came out?
Oh, I think so.
I think, but like they have Steam, like.
Yeah, but no, but what's the point? No, but Steam is. I could get on. All right, Steam. I will get onto another day. But point is fucking whatever. We're talking about console VR here.
Yeah, console VR. Sorry, I got off topic.
No, it's fine. PlayStation have done an incredible job in bringing virtual reality to the mass market. They've got 90 million users on their install base, and they've managed to launch VR at a reasonable price. So
what are they studying for right now?
How much did I pay? Let me find the bundle that I got.
Isn't PlayStation VR like $4.99 or something?
I mean, not
$3.99. Sorry.
Like stuff like doctors and stuff
well,
like that.
No. The PSVR Mega Pack, which comes with just the headset and the camera, comes with I think that comes with Wipeout VR, Doom, Elder Scroll, Skyrim VR, Astrobot, and PlayStation Worlds for £300. So that is an incredible deal.
Wow. For 400 was it?
No, $299.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, yep, I see it. It's $2.99. Okay. I mean, it's no.
Damn. Yeah.
But bear in mind you don't get the Move controllers, which are another £80 or so, but that is for 300 that is an incredible start to virtual reality.
Yes.
I mean, virtual reality in general is just beating up, and the console market is getting in on it, and I'm really excited. It's insane.
But that is an incredible way to do VR. That is how you do it, and the experience that I've had with PSVR is a very good one. It's smooth, it's responsive. Yes, it's not. I've had an experience with the HTC Vive. It's better than. It's not as good as that because that is using high-end hardware and ridiculous. Like it's a lot of movement tracking. Right.
Yeah.
The PSVR is a good middle ground between.
It's commercialized VR at this moment.
For reusing technology that they already had with the Move controllers and the PlayStation camera, they've done an incredible job with it.
Yeah, I
spent 4 hours in Skyrim, and I didn't get motion sick once. I didn't get I didn't have any problems with it. The tracking was fine. It was all good. When I took the headset off, I was like, "Fuck! I want to go back in." Like, I've played Beat Saber on stream multiple times now, and that is the perfect game for VR.
Oh, Beat Saber for sure. I mean, I'm still kind of like I've been outsider on the VR because I have only experienced it a couple times at a at Gameforce, a thing in Belgium. But so I have had my experience with both the Oculus and the HTC Vive and with the PlayStation VR, and like it's like okay. It's not like wow, it's not as immersive, but it's good commercialized VR. Like it's like.
Well, you say that it's not immersive, but after spending 4 hours in Skyrim, I kept trying to fucking electrocute people. So...
Just go around like with your hands in front of you. Your fingers like, Shazam! You're gonna get zapped. It didn't work. No, but it's the closest we've got to again good commercialized VR, and I feel like
it's immersive to the point where I climbed the top fucking mountain of Skyrim and fucking just screamed unlimited power and just electrocuted fucking everything.
I mean,
I don't think any other experience come close to that. So,
but yeah, again, I'm not like it's for like what was it, $2.99?
$2.99 for that bundle. Yes, it came out more. A couple of years ago it launched more, but now you can get that for $2.99.
Did you know this video was also sponsored by them?
I wish we were sponsored by PlayStation.
Hey, did you know about PlayStation VR? You can now get it for
Well, for example, you can get the VR Mega Pack and a 500 gig PlayStation 4 with Red Dead 2, which is an incredible game, for £528. That is an incredible start to...
Phone, please. No, but
that is for or you can get a Vive and not have a computer that good enough to run it for the same price, for 28 less. So
I mean, what about the goddamn?
I have my experience with it, and I mean it's good. I cannot say anything bad about it, unless I'm going to compare it to like the beefy hardware that but like for like right now for commercialized VR, I mean it's amazing. I would almost call it like almost slightly revolutionary, and I think that if what Sony is doing right now with like the new console and stuff, which I solely hope that they are able to destroy Microsoft again, because if they're able to continue this technology, they might actually be able to do better with it.
Microsoft has mixed reality.
Well, yeah, it has
Microsoft
mixed.
But mixed reality is basically virtual reality. It's the same way that PSVR does it using cameras on the actual headset itself. It is full virtual reality. It's just a different way of doing tracking. But they've got third-party headsets, which basically means they can implement support games on the next generation Xbox, but don't have to take a loss on creating hardware themselves.
Yeah, which is something that's why, like, again, and if you want to change something to that, like, it's going to be a hassle for them. So that's why they will, like, that's why I support more, like, Sony's thing, and, again, like, Valve and those kind of people trying to create headsets now. And just, okay, in general, VR is taking over. We cannot deny it.
Well, it won't be if Nintendo keeps doing whatever the fuck they're doing.
Oh, yeah. Now,
this is
where I come in and talk about my experience. So... with Labo VR, I talked about it last time, but I've actually gotten the time to try it over the 2 weeks that I've had it. And I honestly have to say that it's not pleasant. My first problem is that I know it's made out of cardboard, but you have to hold it to your face. There's not even a strap. The problem with the Virtual Boy is that it did not have a strap, and then it would fall. You would have to use that stand, or either use a stand or hold it to your face. At least the Virtual Boy had a stand. This doesn't. You have to hold it to your face, and you have to hold like.
That with the fucking Virtual Boy, you had to lie down on the floor for it.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing here, but with the Nintendo VR, is that you literally have to hold it to your face, and you need to have your hands up on your face to play whatever game you're playing. So you can play Zelda with your Switch like 2 inches away from your screen and your hands like on your face. And that's incredibly uncomfortable, and I hate that. And since the Switch is like 720p, you can literally like just see the pixels on your VR, and it's not pleasant. And you can also get like a bunch of gunk on your screen, and then you can just see all the dust and weird stuff on your screen just magnified on your face.
Well, granted, that is just how virtual reality works, but you have to take care of your headsets, because if you don't, you're wasting your money. But
yeah,
no, but I don't see what the intention is. Like, at least PlayStation are producing actual games for it.
Is that it's literally to introduce children to VR, because in like the guide chat room things in Labo or whatever, they're like teaching you what virtual reality is. And I think this is literally just made to introduce children to VR, but it's not a very comfortable VR experience. Like the stupid robot visor thing for the robot kit has a strap and this doesn't. And I didn't think that the robot one was that necessary.
Well,
I mean,
fucking the point is that you. But why would you introduce children to VR when you have to be 12 and up to use the fucking thing?
On the box, it says, okay, you need to be 6 and up to use Labo, but you need to be 7 and up to use Labo VR.
Yes, but
PlayStation
say that you have to be 12 and up.
Well, it's introducing. It's also being like, oh wow, you won't need to have VR. It's not like, okay, well, you're not, you get VR now. It's just like a way to show it. But then again, Nintendo, what the fuck are you doing?
But Nintendo, they've outsold the N64, right?
Yeah.
So they've outsold the N64, but they have barely got that. So why would they try and make more gimmicks for their already gimmicky console? Yes, it's for children. Granted, I'm a no fun Billy. No fun allowed in my fucking Nintendo. But the fucking why would you go out and say, oh, it's Labo virtual reality, and make support for actual games? Like, it's supposed to.
I think the one
but
thing
it's supposed
is...
to be for but it's supposed to be for kids, right? Yet they're putting support in for something like Breath of the Wild. What's
Breath of the Wild and Odyssey. Odyssey's VR is weird and it sucks because it's not like Odyssey. Zelda's more understandable, but I don't think I'd.
Have you played Zelda virtual reality?
No, because it hasn't actually came out a few days ago, and I haven't gone to try it.
Well, you might try that to tell us, but yeah.
Right now, okay.
No, not right now. Oh, fuck
Bye.
off.
Right now.
No,
Goodbye.
you can fuck off.
You just see like a closing door in the background.
Where did I put my headset? Okay, whatever. I'll do it later.
VR.
You're actually doing it right now, Luke.
No, I don't have it. It's in the living room. I'm too lazy to get it.
Well, good.
Next time, next time on Quad Course.
Luke leaves the recording session just to play Labo VR.
He will do it in the recording. You'll be like, wow, this is amazing.
The thing is that your 720p screen is split in half. And then it's made into one thing. That's not, huh?
We'll find out what the resolution is for that. What 720 is split in half.
Someone's typing in Google.
That's me. That's me typing. But the point is that it's fucking Nintendo. What the fuck are you doing?
What the hell are they doing exactly?
Okay, I've got an article. I've got an article here from fucking Martin Robertson. So Breath of the Wild VR runs at 60. Okay.
I doubt it's 60.
It says that it runs at 60. It is 60 FPS. Apparently, it runs at 60. Oh no. Wait, hold on. No, Breath of the Wild is 30. Odyssey is 60.
What?
Jesus.
Why would you? It's akin to watching it in big screen mode.
Except you can see your pixels.
Yeah.
C720p, low resolution 720p.
Yeah.
Right close to your
just
eye.
from this preview image, it's so low quality. But
it is low quality. I'll talk about some of the games. The problem is, I don't know if it's just me or it's just me having bad eyesight, but so Labo VR has like this blaster game where you like shoot aliens or something, and and basically the gun's cool. I really like the gun, but my issue with it.
Please, somebody take that out of context.
My issue with it.
Quad Core's animated. Here we go.
Is that my issue with it?
And like, it's just Luke outside of fucking the Apple store. I like the gun. I like the gun. The gun is cool.
I like the gun.
Like you see walking out with like the two cardboard packets, like, and he just rips out like a full-on magnum out of it. It's like, oh, I like the gun. Bang.
I like the computer. It's cool. I like X. It's cool. We should make that a meme.
Shut the hell up. Okay.
I can just imagine there Luke with an assault rifle pointing at Atari. Shut the fuck up. Shut the hell up. Just Dr. Kill. It's just Dr. Kill, but like, shut the hell up.
No, Lucas is gonna be very calmly with like a gun in his hand, like flailing it around. Like, I like the gun. Like,
No,
like
you know what the funny thing is that his current Skype profile picture is Miyamoto with a fucking gun.
Oh my god!
That's not like the most accurate fucking thing.
That fits the context very well.
In your vocal cords.
Bro.
Luke is Miyamoto. Just fucking, I like just Miyamoto just saying that. Oh, I like the gun.
Can we get it on screen? The picture, Luke's profile picture at the moment.
Fucking, I like the gun.
I might shoot you with my big gun.
Yes. when you don't like Smash Bros. You like
Persona 5 colorized 2016 games.
You never see it coming. You just really never see it coming.
God, have fun editing this one, Tyler.
What is it with Nintendo and Firearms recently? They fucking let Joker on there.
Oh, yeah.
Nintendo gun.
Joker.
And they have this massive...
is Joker's mom.
What is this from? Why do I need that? Hold on.
Very die. That's just
Nintendo gun.
The Nintendo gun.
Nintendo gun.
Seriously, just listen to this gun.
Cut to Luke coming outside with the quote-unquote Nintendo gun. Oh, I like the gun. It's like genuine reviewing it again. God.
I like the Nintendo gun.
Anyways, my point is that so there's like some parts of the game where there's like monsters in distant buildings, and I can barely see them. They're like 10 pixels or something, and whenever I try to shoot them, it doesn't work very well because of how tiny they are and how low the resolution for the game is. If the game was, I wish the game was more enjoyable because it isn't enjoyable with the current state that it's in.
Well, it's never going to be enjoyable because Nintendo's hardware isn't good enough for it. Imagine playing a shooter game where you have to hold your control. Like, the whole point of VR is immersion, though. You play games to get immersed in them.
No sake.
Like, it's about to be, like, you're there to be immersed in it. Why the fuck would you go and play a game that just breaks immersion in real world?
Then again, Nintendo is like the last company who should join the train here because it's like, okay, first off, we're in the middle of a historic moment where like VR is going to be revolutionized. Like to the
but Nintendo have the perfect opportunity for it because they have a portable console.
Well, yeah, right? But they don't do it right. So that's my problem.
You literally have to put your console down to recalibrate it like every 5 minutes after using it.
So, oh boy, that sounds fun.
So, like, okay, if you want to do it right. You don't go into like a revolution with a toy gun. Like, do you think Napoleon is allowed paper plates to go as weapons? No. God.
I don't have enough. Whenever I use Labo VR, I don't even have enough time to get motion sickness because my arms start aching before I start getting a headache.
But bear in mind that when you first start off with VR, you get a bit motion sick.
Yeah, but I don't even have enough time to get motion sick.
Well, with PlayStation VR, most games support teleportation maneuvering system, which means that you don't get motion sick. Yes, to me that's more immersive, being able to teleport around the world. It's also much more fun because I can pretend I'm playing Dishonored in Skyrim, just fucking blink everywhere. But the point is that PlayStation actually took it seriously. PlayStation is going to be the Apple of VR in the console market. And that's just...
They literally constantly warn you to take breaks. You know how when the Virtual Boy failed, it's because it was uncomfortable to use and people got headaches and people got sick. And Nintendo doesn't want that again. And they literally warn you like after like 2 games, they're like, oh, you should take a break after this or something like that. Like, I know children will be using it, but they just don't want to repeat, but it's not really working out. Labo VR.
Yes, it's not even really working out.
We haven't seen the worst yet. What if like Samsung or Apple just releases like
Samsung
a VR?
Got VR there.
Samsung has a VR thing already.
Oh yeah, they already have it like for a long time ago.
Well, yeah, I know, but like actually like gaming based VR. You know what I mean?
The Gear VR does have games for it, but then again, it's mobile VR.
Exactly.
It's kind of
sad
when Samsung. No, but the point is that Samsung have the perfect opportunity for it because they've got stronger hardware than what's currently in the Switch.
They don't have good like VR like.
Yes, but bear in mind is that they've got the perfect opportunity to use the accelerometers in the phone as tracking.
True, they do have the better, and also, but like, if we're gonna talk about that kind of stuff, like Apple has been going on for that since like the iPhone 4.
No, but with haptic touch and the haptic sensors in the iPhone, they are much better equipped to deal with it.
Yeah. Anyway,
well, Samsung has a higher screen resolution. Theirs is 1440p now.
Yeah, Samsung has a 2K display on their phones basically, and I think that would be much more better to do VR rather than 720p.
Well, Apple has a 720p display on their phone. But we're not talking about that this time.
Yeah. Nah, not now.
But see, Nintendo. What? So they fucked up Labo VR, right? There is no way that could have gone well. What do you think the next big gimmick is going to be? Nintendo.
I don't know. I feel like Labo was already a gimmick to begin with, and Labo wasn't selling very well because you're paying a lot for cardboard. So then they're like, let's add VR to it to make it sell better.
But what do you think the next Labo thing is going to be?
I don't know, because there were only 4 kits shown in the trailer. There was a robot, the variety kit with like the piano, and then there's the vehicle one with like that weird steering wheel thing, and then there's the
fishing.
And then they showed off the VR one, but they didn't show off the VR. They just showed off like the bird and the camera and the gun. That's it.
I mean, at this point, I think that Nintendo's just going to see what's the biggest thing and see what they're able to capitalize on it. Or they're going to try to focus, or they're trying to go...
Nintendo have chosen the worst fucking time to launch a console. We're about to gear up for next gen.
Yeah.
Besides, they're also... I think that Nintendo's also way too much focusing on, the OGs, we're launching,
Well, they rebooted Zelda, which, let's be honest, that's a reboot. Breath of the Wild was a slate cleaning title, and the next
Smash Bros.
Link's Awakening. Obviously, that's just going to be a filler game.
I want to play my Game Boy game on my Switch.
The next full mainline Zelda game will be using most of Breath of the Wild's assets, the engine, everything is just going to be a Breath of the Wild 2, because they already have a solid base for that, and they could. Obviously, Nintendo are thriving, but the Zelda developers have said that it would more than likely what is coming sooner than you think. I don't know if they were referring to Link's Awakening there. I don't think they were. I think the next mainline Zelda game is going to be another open world, but they're going to flesh it out a bit more.
Do you think it would be revealed at E3 or something, or no?
I don't think this early. I think next year. I think it will be announced next year. I think it will be like a Smash Brothers thing, where they announce it and launch it in the same year.
Yeah.
Because obviously they've got no reason to build up hype, because Breath of the Wild was Game of the Year 2017. So they can just go, here's Breath of the Wild 2, and they'll sell 1 million copies.
If they're gonna pull like a Smash Bros on it, because let's be honest, Smash 4, Smash Ult.
No, Smash Ultimate Smash Ultimate is just a port.
Because not really. No,
that's not.
It's an expanded port, because they took rid of some things, and they've got. Is there anything new in Ultimate?
They rebrought a bunch of things as well. The only thing that they
but you see, all right. So I'm not gonna spoil it, but I think they were trying to be like, look at this. This is the fucking Infinity War or Endgame of Nintendo, and look at all of these characters. But I'm sat here. I want new stuff. I want new. I don't want to play game. I don't want to fucking play with characters and things that I could do before. I want new.
Honestly, with that logic, then pretty much every Smash Bros. Game is just a port of.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say.
But I'm not talking about new fucking I'm not talking about new entire mechanics. Keep the base things. But for example, Mortal Kombat 10 or Mortal Kombat 11, both games in the same franchise that use the same variation thing, they play completely differently.
Well, okay, no, what you're looking for right now is difference, but I don't think that's the essence of Smash. I think essence of Smash was just it's a party game. It's just fun.
Smash is we got the formula perfect the first time. We're not going to change it.
Okay, then. Well, the formula for Smash Brothers is never perfect. A lot of characters are overpowered, and a lot of characters are low tier that genuinely can't be used. You should be able to use all. But for example, fucking King K. Rool, I know. He's angry because he's bad at the game. Fucking the way that the you see, with Brawlhalla, I'm going to praise this here. At least all of the characters, they may play the same, but they have the same mechanics with the whole weapons, but they all play differently. And it feels a lot less like throwing your opponent off than it feels like mastering. Obviously, with a lot of people going to call me out here. Brawlhalla is a better game than Smash Brothers. I'm just saying this.
Okay, I have 460 hours in this. I can talk about this with criticism. No, it's for God's sakes not.
Yes, no, but it is, because first of all, they've got it's almost. Well, there's a problem with Smash Brothers is that the input lag is terrible.
Yeah, okay, I can agree with that. Yeah,
okay, online connectivity, regardless of having to pay to play online, is terrible.
Well, it's a party game. For God, first gen Smash Bros.
Jeff, they still have an online feature for a reason. The first Smash Brothers was on the N64. Now it's on this.
You can't go. Well, it's a party game. The online things doesn't have to work. Well, if I buy a game, I want to be able that's to be played with other people. I want to be able to play it with other people without.
Call me one YouTuber or one person who showed the content of Smash Bros. That wasn't playing local.
So that's because it's better to play local and tournaments.
That's because the online is shit.
But okay.
Yeah, but there's only so much enjoyment you can get out of bot matches. I want to be able to kick the shit out of other people online.
I feel like I get where it's where you're coming from, but somewhere I'm it could be totally biased because I am I love Smash Bros. Fucking adore it, but it's somewhere I don't see the need of because again I feel like the online is it's shit, but it works in a weird way.
No, but it doesn't work. It genuinely doesn't work. I try and play with Luke. I try and play with Luke. It's 20 frames per second city.
So to be fair, we were playing with a guy from the UK, a guy from France, and a guy from Chile.
No.
I don't think that's
fuck up. No, but if I play against you, it's still laggy.
True. Yeah,
that's weird because I've been able to play with people whatever. That's going to be the discussion, but
But the point is that the online isn't stable enough to provide enough replayability.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you can play all of this time unlocking the characters, but I want to be able to use these characters to play against my friends.
Is only the online feature? Is that the only line you're pulling that makes you think that Brawlhalla is better than Smash?
Well, the fact that the gameplay in Brawlhalla is a lot smoother. It's a lot
because there's no variety in it.
No, but that's not about variety. It's about the fact that the game is better made.
To be honest, it was made for competitive purposes.
Yes, if there is fucking people going out using old fucking GameCube controllers for competitive advantages, a game is going to be designed around competitive play, like Smash Brothers. There is massively.
Smash Brothers wasn't even supposed to be competitive. It was supposed to be a family party game, and then these people made it competitive.
Yet it's treated like a competitive title, EVO and things like that. Then it's got to be designed. If you're going to but it's not even about being designed around being a competitive title. It's about designing an online functionality that works.
I know. I'm still standing by just graphics wise.
Honestly, I just want to play online without getting punished constantly for crashing, even though it's not my fault.
No, but the point, and the point is that they expect me to pay to use their flawed online system. It's not even got voice chat on it.
Voice chat Smash Bros. Can you imagine? Jesus.
Trust me.
They don't even have goddamn normal voice chat Splatoon when you're playing the game. The voice chat they have is you just go into a room and you talk to random people. Nobody uses it. Mario Kart voice chat is a lot better, but it's not good because you need to use this damn app.
That's why everybody just uses Discord.
Yeah.
Discord, who goes out plugging a phone, plugging the Switch in?
The only person who does that is Plain Rock, who voice chats on Mario Kart 8, and it's the only Switch he plays.
He does that? What?
Yeah, he does. You've seen his Switch Online video where he rants about it and then he praises it constantly in his other videos.
Yeah, but that's because he's a Nintendo fanboy. Shut the fuck up. The point is that Smash Brothers is not a it relies heavily on nostalgia. And it relies...
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. It's like
I agree.
That Nintendo has the upper hand in the game industry pure for its OG fans and nostalgic purposes.
No, but the point is that now people are like, that's not gonna last forever.
Exactly. That's why they try to rely on VR, which we all know how that went.
What they could do is that they could actually make a game that other people that see Nintendo as a childish company that go, oh, they're not actually a childish company. Let's try and play that. Because there is a social stigma against Nintendo that shows that they are the company that makes games for children, and to an extent they are. But they're never going to get as many sales as PlayStation if they don't pander to that audience a little bit.
I think the biggest victory in just Nintendo in general is the way that can connecting community, especially within a YouTube community.
No, fuck off. Nintendo were terrible at community, especially on YouTube.
No, I was not talking about the YouTube community itself. I'm talking about people content creators that use that mainly use Nintendo products for their
content. Nintendo hate content creators. You don't know that they tried to take every...
The creative program.
I know. Well,
music
everything down. They took everything down.
Exactly.
But we're talking just pure the content creator, the game, and their community around it. And that's what I like about it so much. It's the thing it's going back to nostalgia, OG fans. Yeah, of course. And that's not going to last forever. But I feel like with this, knowing they know well enough it's not going to last forever. They know this. They're still hard.
Sure? You sure that they know this? Because I don't think that they do.
Why would they hop on the VR? Why would they hop on...
They didn't do VR very well. They tried to hop on VR back in 1994 or something, I think.
They tried to hop on...
Was it popular then?
They tried to hop on VR is because they fucking thought that they could experiment with it. It wasn't... if they wanted to really take VR forward, they wouldn't have done it in disposable cardboard. They would have made an actual headset...
I know, because they tried to integrate it into their own products, which would be...
They would have made actual games for it.
Yeah, but can you imagine playing Mario Odyssey with that thing on your face?
Yeah, but I'm not talking about making... I'm talking about making games for it.
Yeah, there's no VR games or anything like that.
That's the big problem about VR.
The only VR game for Nintendo that's purely VR is Labo VR. And it's just a bunch of mini games. It's not even an actual game.
So if Nintendo wanted to take it forward, they would have actually made actual hardware for it, not disposable cardboard. That's exactly what Labo VR is. It's disposable. It's an avenue, for them to make silly amounts of money.
Made for kids.
We're gonna make a lot.
And then eventually, when kids get bored of it, you just throw it away. That's how
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, but then again, I with this, and I hope that eventually they will recognize their downfall. I don't think they will, because I think they're gonna hang on too much about the entire nostalgia thing. But I hope they recognize their downfall and they're able to correct their way and maybe join a bit more on go throw out new things. You know what I mean? So I think this is more foreshadowing something more positive in the future than just foreshadowing they're gone. You know what I mean? They're gonna try to put the company back up again.
No, but Nintendo, they fucked up once, and at this rate, they're gonna fuck up again. They need to first of all not launch console hardware at weird parts of generation. What year did they launch the Wii U in? They launched it a year early, no?
2011 or 2012. I don't remember.
They launched it in 2012, and it was a year early, and it was barely as powerful as they'd basically skipped out on the 360 generation. The point is that they need to wait. They need to bring out in the 10th generation. They need to launch at the same time with hardware comparable, and also not have any gimmicks if they want to make it anywhere.
Yes.
I feel like it's more foreshadowing a better future for Nintendo than foreshadowing they're gone, you know. So I'm crossing my fingers. I hope they're able to pick up.
Yeah, but I'm not saying Nintendo were gonna die again. They came very close.
Again.
No, but they came very close with the Wii U. They died. The Wii U was basically they died and they came back to life with the Switch.
Yeah.
But I don't want them to think that this is what people they've sold a lot of consoles, right?
Yeah.
That the launch of the Switch was perfectly timed because they launched with Breath of the Wild.
Yes, and also the Switch is just a god console. Like I am having,
It's not a good console.
I have enjoyed it. Like okay,
but do you have any other thing? And do you have anything to compare it to?
Thinking that a console is good is objective. It's opinion based.
No,
yeah.
but it's
Yes,
not
I agree.
objective. There's very subjective things based on hardware, based on.
Well, yeah, okay.
support
If we're gonna
from
start comparing it,
developers,
but like,
first and third party.
let's just say this. I have had not like except from the entire online business and sometimes a bit of hardware issue. I have had no bad experience with the Switch at this point, and I have had.
So you're telling me your Joy-Con stick drift has never drifted?
Nope. Never.
I am on my 4th pair of Joy-Cons right now.
So
my Joy-Cons have not had an issue. The only issue that I ever had with it, which go back to factory, was because my
No, so you did have an issue with it then.
I had one issue, and it was not even that bad.
You still had an issue then.
I stopped using Joy-Cons. I don't like the Joy-Cons. I stopped using them. So,
but like, okay, let's just say this. I've okay, it's very subjectively. Like, please don't murder me. No, but like, I'm having a blast with the Switch. I've been playing it. Like on my off time, whenever I'm downtime, whenever I'm waiting for people to come on for projects or for.
To be fair, you don't own any other console.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
No, I do own other consoles.
What do you own?
I have owned the Wii. I've owned the Wii U. I've owned 3 different Nintendos.
You own a Wii and Wii U. Wow, yeah, you are
and I've had
to talk to.
No, listen. I've had.
Do you have a current generation console?
And I had a PlayStation 4 for a while.
What did you do with it?
What do you think?
What, you sold it?
No, I haven't. No, what happened with I borrowed it for like 3 years, I think.
So you didn't own it?
I did not own it, but I played it for 3 years. So.
What? No, but the reason the Switch is second class.
Well, yeah, I like the PlayStation more. I do like the PlayStation more. PlayStation is fucking amazing.
So it's not. So you admit that the Switch has problems.
Yes, I do admit, but like no, I don't.
Just because something has problems doesn't mean it's bad.
Exactly.
Yeah, but when it's hardware things and the fact that there's barely any games coming out, we all seen what Mortal Kombat 11 looked like on the Switch.
Okay, just point is I've had with right now it's one of my favorite things to do on downtime. Like whenever I'm waiting for like rehearsal or something, I just pull it out and play a bit. Just play a couple matches and then get back.
I'll just talk about the Switch really quick. About this is that Nintendo is not doing good in home consoles, but they are doing good in portable consoles.
They don't have a home.
And that's why
they don't have a home console. They don't have a home console. The Switch is a portable console. Don't at me.
No, the Switch is a portable console that's made into a home console.
It's a portable console that you plug into something that makes your portable games play on a big TV. It's not a home console. It's a portable console that you basically plug a HDMI switcher into.
Yeah, basically.
But it's not a home console. They've got 2 current portable consoles. Well, but technically, the 3DS is dead. They still make them, but it's dead. Like, they don't make any games for it.
I own one around here. I don't know.
Imagine just in a few years, Mario and Luigi Partners in Time remastered comes out or something.
Or like the freaking Super Mario Sunshine just remastered.
The next Mario RPG is going to be on the Switch if they make another one.
The Mario that aside, games, the Mario and Luigi ones, like.
No, but why? I don't fucking get it. Why are they not making new IPs? Nintendo this is going on a rant. They would rather spend time making crappy PR that pales in comparison to PlayStation. Like, if Sony can do it, why can't Nintendo? Like, that's my question.
It's more like again, like. Nintendo, okay, don't at me. Nintendo rocked the portable console.
Yeah, of course they do.
Yeah,
we all know
the VR.
Indeed,
the PlayStation.
Do.
No, all right, shut up. The Vita was better than the 3DS. Don't at me.
The what?
The PlayStation. The Vita.
Oh, what?
It was Sony's portable console for PlayStation.
The Vita flop, basically.
Yeah.
It crashed and burned because people fucking they didn't give it a chance. But it had incredible games on it. It had incredible games. It was, yes, it had a few problems with the whole memory card thing. But if they ironed that out, PlayStation could come along with a VR with a Vita 2.
I mean, if they ironed that out, that's an argument they can use a lot. It's the same.
If they made it compatible with standard memory cards, the Vita would have been perfect.
Yep. I wish that actually happened.
Yeah,
the Vita would have been perfect if it had standard memory card support. But no, Sony went and did the Sony thing. But if they come out with a Vita 2 with a bigger screen, better control, like better improved controls, because the ones on the Vita are already really good. They come out, they could kill Nintendo if they really tried. And that is I know that there's some big words there, but Nintendo, if Sony put their mind to it, which they might do, there's been a lot of leaks and rumors, they could wipe the floor with Nintendo, and then Nintendo would have nowhere to stand. Nintendo only standing because they've got a portable console. If they get rid of that, they're fucked.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Don't want to break the ice here, but what are we clocking on?
An hour and 26 minutes. Which basically means we overran again. Point is, the message of the day is that
Sony's gonna kill Microsoft, and Sony is gonna also kill. Sony's gonna dominate the company.
Message of the day is: don't underestimate Sony, but Sony needs to not overestimate themselves.
Sony is gonna destroy the world.
I mean, probably.
And I need more body milk.
If only if they're being careful about their next gen console, that is. They
need to come out. They need to watch out for Microsoft, but also they also need to take some shots at Nintendo too.
Yes, indeed.
Nobody takes Nintendo seriously currently. They take them seriously. Maybe Nintendo might do something decent. All right then. So that's it for this episode. Unfortunately for us, but fortunately for the Nintendo fanboys. I'm Tyler. You can find me at Breakneck Nebula on everything. Luke, go on.
Okay, I am Macau964 on Twitter. My Twitter will be in the description, and my YouTube will be in the description. And I'm also going to plug my Discord server, so that will also be in the description.
Fari, go on, plug yourself.
Yes, my name is Fari, and my Twitter account is basically Fari8336, and also I have a Discord server as well on my bio section if you want to check that out.
And can we give a big thank you to Gold for stepping in when Mono 1.0 didn't fail, when Mono 1.0 failed.
And I just ran out of milk.
And
shut the hell up about your milk, okay?
Will be joining us. Will be joining us a bit more permanently later on in the future. Well, everybody, give him a big thanks. Plug, okay. Give him a follow. Give him a follow at question mark.
We'll just put it in the description.
Yeah, no. Let him plug. Go on, let him plug.
You can find me on Twitter. I won't be active much, but I'll be on Anthony Valve /gold. It depends on what you see. You can follow my SoundCloud if you want to. I'll upload something on there.
Okay.
Give the man some love. Give the man a love. Okay?
Yeah, give him some love because he's actually been a better host than Mono 1.0. So that's it for this week. We shall see you on May 11th? Question mark? With maybe somebody else.
No, we'll record the 11th. The episode.
May 14th then. I don't fucking know. May 14th. Sure. We'll see you then, and ta-ra. Bye-bye. Subscribe.
Goodbye, boys.
Subscribe or I'll kill you like I killed Mono 1.0.
The counter, make a dollar, flip it, split the dollars with my mama children. Folks need Porsches, hoes need abortions. I just need your light of my business. Never no time to playing, no bitches, never no time to spraying, no witnesses, no face, no kiss, being with the shit. Hot out broad day, then empty clips. Cause it was no school with no gun, couldn't bring my gun. from the city, what's skinny, kept strong, eat Northside, Long Beach, Northside, Long Beach. Still here, cause the niggas like me. Still scared, cause the niggas like me. Been a lot like a sweet boy, like me, Bergie, Wayne with the bitch, nigga, we murdered you. Jay, stack, smoking out the street right now. With the shot, little nigga, shit is Jack, got spot, went nothing but a ghost, that better fact check, with the guns all day, or the gun, yeah, doing this fly street, any nigga fast, yeah, sip a little hand time, put back flat, black, fire, jump, fat, top, better catch up, got away with it, I'm sick, crippin', Long Beach City, fan, 50, walk around the pop, black, the gun, and give a hell to the Stros, and no, I ain't never read that.